Okay, record. Okay, then. Okay. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shamim, and I will record this session for around 10 minutes. And preferably if there's some like questions, impromptu questions regarding engineering in general or anything, probably I will try my best to answer it. But if there's none, then it's fine. So, okay, continue. My webinar for today is Engineering Couture for subject Embedded Systems Design. Why are you not? Okay. Okay, introduction. Firstly, I want to introduce the Mechatronics Engineering course in IIUM. Mechatronics engineering is an interdisciplinary engineering, which means like it contains a lot of engineering branches. So it is available in IIUM from since 1994. So I wish to promote that there is a mechatronics engineering course in IIUM. So if you're interested, you can try to apply. It is a Bachelor of Science in Engineering rather than Engineering Technology. So there's actually a difference between these two. So right now I'm taking Mechatronics Engineering as a Bachelor of Science, which means that I'm learning a lot of theories and advanced concepts rather than hands-on. So whereas technology engineering is more towards hands-on practices. And what's different between these two is that our classes and courses that we are learning right now, as well as the universities that gives these courses on for people to apply. So right now, this course that I'm going to do right now is Embedded Systems Design. Is among the rare hands-on classes that we have for mechatronics engineering in IIUM. So, okay. For engineering, mechatronics engineering in general, where can you go? Where can I go after I graduate? Since it's so vast, so big, so wide, we can basically go everywhere from IT, cars, airplanes, and some other software engineering because we have basics in almost everything. Our workload for the studies and workplace, well, everyone has their own stuff. So I guess it is very, how do I say it? Very stable. Okay. And market and competition for now, since everyone is work from home. So I heard that it is hard to search for work right now, so I don't know. And real life application is what I'm going to talk about in embedded systems design. Thanks. Okay. Engineering Couture. Couture. I hope I get that right. So engineering Couture. Engineering is, as I've mentioned before, explained before just briefly, and couture here is fashionable, made to clothes, manufactured to clients' specific requirements and measurements, like clothes we are wearing right now. So when uh, engineering plus couture uh, merges together is within one sentence. So it becomes somewhat of a fashion of itself. But this is like big words, you know. So easy to say, it's just cosplay basically. So this title, the engineering couture just now, comes from Chrissy Setien Marchis, a US resident. I read it in an article from 2016 where she uses her knowledge in mechanical engineering skills to create costumes, to create cosplays for her own favorite characters, 2D characters, 2D JPEGs. So she was the one that uses this engineering couture that my title webinar just now. So to talk about her own cosplays, which combine engineering and cosplay and fashion. Okay, so when talking about engineering in general, for sure we have like brains and bronze, but what is this terms actually? But I think it's very simple. And like how humans would function is that we have our brains, we have our limbs, we have our voices, eyesight, hearing, yada yada yada. So brains are for thinking stuff. And okay, so for brains in engineering system, so we have this tree. So it comprises this tree. As I can like generalize it. So it has microcontroller, it has its own language like us, and it has its own system. Microcontroller, where's my my baby? This one, this is the microcontroller. So the one there is that at Intel, and other stuff, Intel. Our laptop has it, so I guess you guys know about that. So it's very small, so that is the brain. It has like 62-bit, 32-bit, and the language here is they uses CPP. CPP is C++, my god. C++. Language here C++, for example, Python, as well as C and Java, and much more. There's like a lot more languages. A lot more languages are being created as years comes by. And systems, for systems, this one is like a very, it needs some more theories on that. But real-time systems is on whether it's on, it can run on real time. And embedded systems is like calculator, for example. For the engineering, for a systems brawn or something, is that it needs motor, it needs light, it may be requiring sound too, to move, to see, or to hear, something like that. So basically, you're like creating your own child. What am I saying? You're creating your own product as you deem fit from these what am I saying? These components. Oh my god, these components. What is this? Oh, chat. I didn't see chat. Never mind. Okay, so problems. The even systems has its own problems, where namely it's called as bugs. Even we have our own problems, like you know, where when systems have their own problem, they cannot function lah. They cannot function. I'm sorry. Okay, ideally, in theoretically, they would function 100%. So when we do calculations, when we learn calculations in class, we would assume that everything is running 100% and that we will not be facing any problems. But in real life, problems such as real life factors, such as weather, the condition of the hardware itself, as well as you hear that? Never mind. As such as well as wiring and stuff. Okay, so there are more on embedded systems. Like for example, an example of embedded systems that you might not know of is like this picture here is, what is this? Is, wait, I forgot the name. What is that? Helicopter? No, it's not helicopter. It's, I forgot really. I really forgot this name. Never mind. So
It's a drone.
what
It's a
is it?
drone.
I thank
It's a
you.
drone.
My God, it's a drone. So a drone is an example of embedded systems, as well as our phone and calculator, traffic lights, our own our own laptops, something that has function and is able to give function to the human, performing certain functions. So okay, next. So here is the cosplayer that I was saying before about the Marchis lady. She is the one that creates the word sentence engineering couture, where she creates the wings to be motorized, where it uses motors to make it extend and retract, as well as there's a battery pack behind her. However, since she's like a newbie in engineering couture itself, she manages to burn herself during the display where smoke was coming out from her battery pack. That was because the problem was because the wiring that she made, because the wiring was not good, to say the least. So continuing, and another one is like, yeah, Gundam. I can talk like 10 minutes and over for this, but no. So to take, what are your message? I cannot see, never mind. So I forgot. Okay, so Gundam, talking about this specific Gundam here is about talking about this specific Gundam here is Unicorn Gundam, where it like can transform because it has its own motorized places as well as the lighting. So there it has two functions. One is the motorized functions on the transformable body parts as well as the lighting. Also, probably if the designer himself wants to add sounds, he can. And now continuing, here's another one. Here's a very good example for engineering couture, where this is from a game series, I think. A game series, Gray Fox, was it? Yeah, Gray Fox, where the helmet itself can open and closes. So I think this all is available in the internet. I can like show you the link later if you like. But this is so cool, by the way. Look at that wiring. Okay. Okay. Continuing is the leading countries that produces engineer. Is the first one is Russia. I don't know where actually, and United States is on the second number, leading, and Iran is number third. I didn't see Malaysia somewhere, but I think we're rising up, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. My God. Do you have any do you have any questions?
No
I guess.
questions are stupid.
Thank you.
That was nice. So as long as
I do have
it's like,
question.
hello,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Shahira, what is
May
your
I
question?
ask a question? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Nuyun. I want to ask about the language for the brain part. The one that you said CPP Python.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyways, I've been meaning on learning about engineering mechatronic itself and learning about the language. I've seen there are more than Python language that are available. So, what's the differences between Python and the other language?
Wow.
Oh, you just
Nice
Python.
question.
I'm sorry.
Wow,
It's,
that's really
yes.
general.
It's a nice
That's
question.
specific question.
So, no, Python is like you can say that Python is equivalent to English language itself because it is a high. It has its term high language, high something high. I'll get to you back later, but it's something that we humans, when we write Python, we can understand it on the spot compared to CPP, C++, where you have to remember certain terms to have it do its own program.
Mm.
Like when you want to loop that, I mean, you want to like run to have it lights on, you have to put certain words into it so that the computer understands it. But in Python itself, you can just write anything so that you can understand it, and then the computer also understands it. There. I hope that answers you.
So it's readable lah.
Yes, it's
Very
equivalent to like
readable.
how we speak English.
Okay. That's nice. I was gonna
So
ask
it's
about
like
the.
CPP is more toward. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Nuyan.
Oh, go
Go
on,
ahead.
go on. I'm asking. I wanna ask about the couture.
Fight.
I'm sorry.
Just ask. Tanya je
So
Shahira.
okay, so CPP is more towards it's already have their own formula in their own language. While Python you can create your own as long as the computer understands.
Yeah,
Similar to that.
yeah.
Ah, all right. Okay, I understand. Okay, no, you can ask your question. I am so sorry.
No, when Shamim was talking about the what was that thing? Couture
Uh-huh.
clothing. So it's basically anything that involves mechatronics in what they wear. Right?
Yeah. Because couture here is like fashion in general, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it
So
combines with.
I was reminded. So I'm asking that the Zendaya 2019 gala Cinderella dress. I'm putting a link.
Which
The trans the dress that goes up. I'll put a link. Is that in? Does that falls under the scope? That's just my question. Yeah,
oh,
it's
this
just
one.
yeah. Does it or does it not?
Yeah, I think it is because it's even though it's simple, it gives out function like lighting up stuff like that.
So does it like the does the how would you say, does it need something to react it? Does it have a switch in the dress somewhere? Because I don't get how the dress work. I just
I
But
mean, like
so
you have to ask for the creator of the dress.
I'm, I did.
yeah,
That's what the interview was saying. It was like,
Like,
oh,
they can use a lot of mechanism to trigger on the
mm.
lights that happen to the dress.
Oh, trigger. That's the word I was looking
yeah.
for.
Oh my god, that's the word.
There's a lot of sensor that you can use, light, smell, sense, or movement, or on
Yeah,
her
yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
You can put a pressure on the button of the shoes to trigger it on.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, thank you. That's all. Because we've been seeing robotics, so I was like, what if it's not robot based? Is it still under mechatronics or something?
oh, yeah.
Because like some clothes light up, but they don't look robotic. So
Yeah,
It's interesting.
which is
Okay, yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
welcome. Is there any more before? I don't know how long this recording will go.
I
As
want to
long as it
ask.
needs.
I want to ask that.
The recording will last until the end of the session.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's the engineering.
Oh, so
More on
I
the-
guess you can ask.
Stuck here forever.
So we
Someone
got another
asked
question on the
about
chat.
Nur Shahada Nabila asked,
Oh.
does engineering culture focus more on design?
Design. What kind of design? The fashion design or the engineering design?
I think it's more towards the design of the character itself rather
The
than the
aesthetic.
engineering part.
Fashion. Fashion
Yeah.
here, since I was talking about engineering culture, which comes from the cosplayer. So I think it's on the cosplay itself. Since also it's Comic Fiesta Day 2 right now. So I think it makes sense for me to talk about that.
But then if we based on the question from Nur Shuhada, right?
Yeah.
Engineering culture mostly focus is not focused on the design on the fashion, or it's about the engineer itself. I mean, like, because it based on the passion, right? So the
Yeah.
passion for the passion for the engineer is on the design on the fashion side, or on the electronic side, or on the automobile side. It can go for everywhere. It can go general. It can go like everything.
Thank
So
you.
generally, as long as it works for the look, then it should work under
Yeah.
in the critical. Yeah. Okay.
The
Based on the
general.
engineer itself.
Based on, yeah,
It's
maybe
okay.
like Ruby or something.
Yeah,
I would
guess.
like to add more on the engineering culture under design. I'm sorry, I'm a design
Couture, right?
student.
Sure. You and
It's couture.
So yeah,
I don't know how
I
to
think
pronounce that. I'm sorry.
culture,
English courses.
culture.
I just butchered that word.
It's like a fancy couture.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm sorry. Okay, go
so
on.
under on the cosplay design, I think on the aspect of the engineering culture, it's more towards achieving the function of the design itself. For example, the wings, the design is already there, the fashion design is already there. So the engineering culture, they achieve to make it happen, to make it function. I think
In
that is
real
what
life.
they are focused
Yes.
on rather than the fashion itself.
So are you? Is it?
The design, the exterior design of the product.
So
Yeah.
it's just like the architectures giving the designs to engineers again, contractors.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
It's like we design something new and then see if the engineer can manage to make it happen. Can you make this
Wow. Okay,
happen?
that's hard.
Similar to that.
I mean,
I think that's an easy way perspective.
someone has
That's a-
moved
That's how to
this.
describe it.
Someone made this move, this small thing. Somewhere I saw it on the internet,
Yes, same like
right?
Najwa question. How they
Oh.
move the big Gundam status, right?
That one.
Of
Yeah,
course, it's
it's
involved
already
everything.
They,
Involve the mechatronic,
there's a
involve
car in there.
yeah, it's like, oh.
the motor and everything.
There's gotta be a car in there, man. You know.
Even if you see the smallest, what call it, the tiny toy sport car, when we pull it and we push it
It's
and
mechatronics.
then we let it go, we run. Oh,
Yeah.
Gundam story. Tell them about the history of Gundam.
Oh my god, no.
You want to hear that story?
So we'll hear this. I will cut this later. My god. But speaking of the big Gundam, just now I noticed that they use something huge behind there to support the body weight of the Gundam itself. So that's why they have that big.
So it has a spine.
Yeah, it has a spine. But the hands, oh, my internet connection is unstable. Yes, yes,
Yeah. So it's like a spine to support.
yes, yes.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Can't
Yeah.
wait to fly into the moon.
But as you can see, previously when Japan built the real life size Gundam, right? Before the one that only the what do you call it? The status, the one that not moving, that doesn't have a tower or any support at all. Means that they
Mm-hmm.
build the Gundam, you just uh, stand there and like just a fixed status. But then statue. How to pronounce it? Statue, status.
Statue?
Statue.
Statue. Yeah. Okay. But then the fixed statue they doesn't need any tower to support the Gundam to stand, right. But then for the one that moving, why they need all the support? Because it's like we are human when we are baby, right? We can't stand up at first when we came up from the body. We still need support for people to pick us up and hold our hand for us to stand. It's the same case to for the Gundam. It's not the spine. As you can see the picture, is
So
the
it
tower
just
that hold the Gundam.
okay. So it helps to support, but not necessarily works like the spine.
Yes, because this if they really have this strong material to create the spine that they can support the Gundam, I
It would be
think the Gundam
expensive.
already like walking miles away.
Oh yeah, true, true.
Okay.
Huh.
Any more questions, I guess? This is fun, actually.
Hello, I have seen the picture of the giant Gundam.
Oh,
So in my
nice.
input on that design, I think it's like the brother said. I'm sorry, I do not know your name. It's like the brother said about the Gundam itself. It's more like a support at first because in one of the design phases, this is like a prototype where they're still trying to learn about the movement and tendon of the robot itself. So I think
Yeah.
in the near future they will find how to ergonomically make the
For
robot
sure.
stands without any support and move like
You
a
need a
normal robot.
spine. He needs
I
a
mean,
spine.
I mean, we already have a real life human-sized robot, so it's not impossible if they make another robot that is like 50 times bigger with a with a functional rocket and lower
Yeah.
people.
We're
I
still
mean,
waiting
That's
for a
that will
flying
be
car.
cool.
it's not the first time Japan has like used a lot of money to make giant statues.
They
In
have
the
money.
80s,
They know how.
Japan used to be very wealthy and just wasted all those money. That's why it's I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This is going off topic. Never
This
mind.
is going off
It's like
topic indeed.
Like
it's
going
like
out to
Japan
the
have their
value
own
of
money, so making a hobby out of Gundam. It's a good hobby to waste money on.
No. There's another. There's like
I
massive
agree.
statues built in the 80s just for the sake of like I have money. I'm gonna build these statues.
not.
They're not Gundams. Like,
But then as we said that when they invest the money and when they use the money, it's not called wasting. It's what we call the investment, also the value to the humanity. You cannot say
Yeah,
it's just a waste of thing because it same goes to people that buying a Gundam built model, right?
no,
Then
I'm reminded. No, it's like this is a whole other topic, which is like
This
there
is
used to be a company that got so much money that they built like a theme park, but the bubble era came and then just destroyed everything. So the statue is just left there to rot. This is the whole case. But in the Gundam's case, at least it's used for investment, like for travel. Was it traveling tourism economy?
tourist.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's used for that. I was talking about the another statue that was like uh unfortunately a waste of money. Like Japan's a good country. It's
Yeah,
not perfect. Okay, moving
Okay,
on.
moving on.
Sorry to make things awkward.
It's not awkward. I was thinking some questions or answers. I think I should end the recording. Yeah, thank you very much. Just end the
Yeah,
recording, by the way.
Shamim, it was nice.